caught at a Coldplay concert.
How dare they? What a dumpster fire that is.
I know.
Imagine the dumpster fire that their lives are today.
I know. That's quite a dumpster fire.
You can't just go have an affair at a Coldplay concert anymore. I'm sorry. I thought this was America. Trump continues to battle his own party about the Epstein files, insisting the entire thing is a hoax now. In a lengthy Truth Social post, he said, their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. And by the way, I'm the one who sold it to them. Okay, he didn't say that last part, but we were all thinking it. Calling it the Epstein hoax? Well, that is a choice. God love him. He is so messy. I love that he put bullshit in quotes,
I know.
too, by the way.
His use of quotes and caps.
Yeah, like, why did you put bullshit in quotes? Doesn't that imply that it's not bullshit? He's messing with our minds, guys.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
But it is exactly like that stand-up routine where you're like, now you're always scrolling. Like, what did the crazy horse say now?
It's like there's a horse loose in a hospital. I think eventually everything's gonna be okay, but I have no idea what's gonna happen next.
I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. We premiere new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Please join us in the chat. You guys are hilarious and made jokes I wish I had made last week. So thank you for joining us. I will be opening for Dave Landau, the great, at Comedy Mothership, August 29th to the 31st. So get your tickets now before they sell out, and it always sells out. Link in the description below. Please come see us. Come say hi. If you want to keep track of everything we do, the best way is to go to Phetasy.com and become a free subscriber to all the content we're churning out. You can support us as well if you're, rolling in dough. If you're feeling generous or rolling in dough, there's a lot going on behind that paywall. Nothing nasty, but there's a lot.
Too many notes.
I'm in a weird mood.
Clearly.
Warning you off.
Nothing nasty. I'm like,
This is kind of a horny episode of Dumpster Fire. I mean, Epstein, I probably shouldn't conflate him with horniness. All right. The Epstein hoax. That's how you use quotes, guys. The Epstein hoax. I love that Trump just decrees that something is now going to be known as something like, for instance, the Gulf of America or the Epstein hoax. And that's it. That's just, it's forevermore the way it is. He is such a marketer at heart. And you know who else was a marketer?
I am Adolf Hitler, command of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also Joe Biden's the mic.
Trump voters don't actually care whether or not Trump is on the list. I'm not guessing. I'm sure of it because I don't care either. Most of us commoners knew what we were getting into and had no illusions about who he was. Commoner's gonna comment, bro.
King of the who? The Britons. Who are the Britons? Well, we all are. We are all Britons. And I am your king. Oh, didn't know we had a king.
I feel like whenever we say normies, what we really mean is commoners. So now I'm just going with commoners. And I am the common man. Look, I'm not going to sit here and cry about being betrayed by a freaking politician because I'm an idiot podcaster who didn't see what was coming. And everyone knows that I'm not some MAGA chick, but I am a commoner. And everywhere I go in real life with the common people, I'm asking Trump voters I know how much they care about Epstein. And one quote really stood out to me. This person said, people who talk for a living are overestimating how much people who don't talk for a living care about this. Now, I have one addendum. It's not just people who talk for a living. It's people who talk for a living in between flying on private jets. They care about this the most because talking about it is how they got their private jet in the first place. If you guys help me get a private jet, I will complain about Epstein all day long. But truthfully, I do know this is important to young voters, all jokes aside, especially a lot of people who are independents and voted for Trump and people who are first-time voters, young people. They feel very passionately about a lot of the Epstein stuff and his connections. And I'm not going to get in the weeds. It's too much. I know people feel like the deep state is undermining pretty much all of democracy. And my friend Dan Holloway was pushing back against me tweeting about this week. And he made a good point, saying flexing against the state from time to time is an important part of the process of maintaining liberty. It's like nuclear fusion and gravity holding a star together. When it gets out of sorts, things tend to go poorly. When the state thinks they can get away with everything, things get very bad for citizens. And when it's global, things become even worse. People need to be brought to heel, even if it's just a show of force. People who pay attention to politics and know history understand this, and that's why they are rightly and justifiably think Trump is acting like a clown. Now, I don't think normies, commoners, are thinking too much about nuclear fusion and stars, but I do think they get the sense that the system has betrayed them. They're mad.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
And they feel like there were promises that were made to them and they're not being kept. Promises just in general about a standard of living and what you can expect. A lot of this, actually, we covered in our recent show, Real America, when we talked about the economy. And we heard from a lot of you and people who came on, and they talked about this real feeling of never being able to get ahead and feeling duped and feeling like there was some deal that was made with them and the system is not holding up their part of the bargain. So I think a lot of that frustration is being funneled into this Epstein story and the Epstein list, because where else is it going to go? You know, when they're feeling like they want to lash out and hold somebody accountable. Well, this is the closest they can kind of get to holding the system accountable. And there shouldn't be a two-tier justice system. It shouldn't just be like elites get to be pedos on an island with a shrine and then the rest of us. But maybe I'm cynical and I just assumed, maybe I'm just an old bag who assumed you can't change the way things are. There's an island with elites and they're pedos and they hang out together.
And they run the world. Didn't we all know this?
Yeah, we all knew this, guys.
Didn't we all assume our politicians would lie to
I'm
us?
such a cynical bitch. It's just like, God, you don't need to be cynical, Bridget. I'm not black-pilled. I'm just realistic. Where the world is run by a cabal of pedos. I thought we all knew this, guys. Here's the best part, and maybe my favorite part. Trump knows everyone is full of shit. He knows all of us are full of shit. And I've said it a million times before on this very show. Conservatives lost the moral high ground when they got behind a guy who cheats on his pregnant wife with a porn star. And sorry, no one is going to take your moral crusade seriously ever again. Least of all, Trump. He showed no moral compunction in any area of his life. Why the hell would he suddenly care about the high road, especially when it is a road that leads to a list with his name on it? And Trump is absolutely right to call out all of his supporters on their bullshit moral crusade about Epstein. Trump is basically saying, you knew who I was when you elected me. Spare me your aghast vapors and couch faintings.
You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
They're all like, oh my goodness, we must think of the children. And we must think of the children. We should. But this is also a very common argument that you hear from libtards when they're like, oh, you believe in the Second Amendment? I guess you hate children. Like, don't be a fucking toddler. I can say that I'm not that concerned with the Epstein thing because it doesn't affect my daily life as a mother of a toddler, and people are busy and they're drowning and they have kids and they're not burying their heads in the sand. They're just fucking busy without you being like, why don't you care about this? You sound like libs when you take that moral high ground and try and make commoners care about things that they don't have time to care about.
You also made a great point on Twitter about that, where you're like, anyone who's ever had Andrew Tate on your show, shut the fuck up about this sexual. Like,
I don't want to hear from anyone who's been shaking hands with people who have been defending Andrew Tate or any of these people. I'm not taking those people seriously at all. But there are some conservatives who did manage to keep away from the more, salacious, disgusting members of the party. But they still, for 8+ years, all I've heard from the conservative right is that the ends justify the means. We get the judges. It's about the Supreme Court justices. So they sold out their principles and hand-waved away and defended all of Trump's flaws, his lies, his indiscretions, his incoherence, his own scams. And suddenly this is too far. Oh, suddenly this matters. It wasn't grab him by the pussy or paying off a porn star or calling himself the chosen one or the stolen election talk or selling the NFT trading cards or the gold sneakers, which I still want, by the way. You can feel free to buy them for me if you're a fan. Or the autographed Bibles or the crypto rug pulls, the blatant lying and deceiving over and over to his family in the country. But this is where you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is too far.
Oh, where are you going? You leaving? I'm sorry, did I offend you? Where did I lose you, honey? So you've been okay with the fuck everyone to death, all the Muslim and Mexican shit, but fingers in the ass did it for you? Cool, just wanted to see where your line was.
He never even promised to release the Epstein files, by the way. Look, I voted for the guy. And you all know I'm not some MAGA chick. I've said this, but I'm not here drowning in tears over Donald Trump's moral betrayal. Shoot me if I ever cry over Donald Trump's morality. He's not my lover or my girlfriend. I'm not an idiot. I knew what I was voting for, and I knew exactly what I was voting against. And if you guys are willing to tell me that you care about the children so much that you're willing to burn the whole thing down, that you don't care about these children who are being put on a path to being sterilized and are getting mutilated on the way, then I also don't believe anything you fucking said ever, because you can't be like, we must care about these children while you don't care about the other children that you're supposed to be defending. I was just like, yeah. I mean, I thought we all knew Trump was on the list. I thought we all knew that lots of other people were. And I thought we knew that none of this was ever coming out. Like, maybe I'm just old fashioned, but I remember in America where we didn't care what our presidents did or what kind of blowjobs they got under the White House desks. Trump has used whatever he needed to use to whip up his base. By the way, it's always been like her emails, the election was stolen, the Epstein list, whatever. And everyone bought it. And then these influencers sold it to their audiences. Trust the plan. Trump is playing 5D chess. And now they look dumb and they're mad. And fair enough. And here's the worst part and why they're stupid. They only look dumb for believing him because they're mad about it now. If they had just done what they'd always done and said nothing to see here, they wouldn't look so dumb.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
Well, they always look dumb, but they wouldn't look like rubes. Every time he gets attacked, his base just gets more protective. They're like antibodies.
Republicans who approve of Trump, look at our CNN poll. The prior one, 86%. The one out this week, 88% were Republicans. How about Quinnipiac? The prior poll, 87% approve of Republicans. This week out, 90% were Republicans. If anything, Donald Trump's approval rating has gone up since this whole Epstein saga started.
They love plenty of these pundits, but they love power more. They will turn off a podcast before they turn on this man. And if you're in the way, they're going to run right over you. Have we not learned this in a decade of covering this man? He has a very, very loyal group of people who are ride or die. Trump actually never promised anyone the Epstein files anyways. In fact, he said more than once blatantly that he didn't think any list should be released. So despite all of the histrionics, the truth is Trump has broken no promises here, shockingly. But he is gaslighting everyone. I will say that is not great. That is something that I do think could turn on him, because he's doing the thing that Biden did with the price of eggs, which is like, oh, the eggs aren't expensive. Well, they're $11. And we're like, we know what we see. And him saying that this is an Epstein hoax is insane, because the guy literally went to jail for trafficking, and so did whatever Ghislaine Maxwell. She also is in jail for trafficking. So you can't really say the whole thing is a hoax. We all know that's not true. But he's just denying it. This is what he does. I do think what remains to be seen and what's interesting to me and what I want to hear from you guys, like if you're an independent and this is the first time you voted a Republican, is this a bridge too far for you? Is this something that is offensive because now he's doing the don't believe your lying eyes that Biden did? And it's like, fuck you. Like, I mean, I feel that. I feel like, all right, we all know this wasn't a hoax, but I also know who I voted for. So that's not really that surprising. And then his numbers come out and his approval ratings are even higher than they were before. This isn't that surprising. Again, it's Republican based, so of course, but it is this like independent X-Files politics kind of podcasting space that I'm interested in knowing where they fall on this. They seem to be the people most invested in the Epstein stuff, and they seem to be the people most likely to be like, burn it all down. But so far, it seems like everyone is getting in line on the MAGA influencer space pretty quickly, except Bannon and Tucker, who are moments away from saying Trump is literally Hitler.
Everyone I don't like is literally Hitler, literally Hitler, literally Hitler.
Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and you guys have spoken. When we hit 100,000, I will do my best Mexican weather report. And if I'm not good at Spanish, I have no excuse because I've had plenty of time. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. All of you regular dumpster fire watchers know we're genuinely concerned with the welfare of your balls. So if you're looking for the perfect pair of jeans to pull out over your perfect ball-supporting underwear, look no further than the Perfect Jean, everybody. The Perfect Jean rescues your nuts from stiff cardboard denim and cradles them in comfort. We love cradling nuts here on Dumpster Fire. My husband got a pair and he loves them. He said they're the softest, most comfortable pair of jeans that he's ever had. My favorite thing he said in his testimonial was that if he got into a fight, he'd be uninhibited and they would look great too. So he would look hot while he defended my honor. The Perfect Jean always has free shipping, exchanges, and returns. You can have peace of mind knowing that your order is completely risk-free. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges. When you use the code Bridget15 at checkout, that's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code Bridget15. Fuck your khakis. You don't want to look like a Fed. You don't want to look like the man. Get out there and get the Perfect Jean. Link in the description below. Now let's check the weather with Lluvia Carrillo.
Y que se estacione la temperatura alrededor de los 25 grados. Y ahora sí, ¿qué es lo que nos separa el pronóstico del tiempo para los próximos 5 días? Pues para el día de mañana, ya se lo había comentado, continúan algunas posibilidades de precipitaciones, la mínima alrededor de los 22 grados y la máxima se va a elevar hasta reportar los 30 grados. Y ya para iniciar este fin de semana, bueno, pues está presente un cielo...
Thank you, Lluvia. Hope you enjoyed Bottle Service with Andrew Tate.
The Matrix has attacked me.
All right. Coldplay's Chris Martin called out a couple on the Kiss Cam Jumbotron at a recent concert at Gillette Stadium in Boston, saying they're either having an affair or really shy, and it turns out that they are, in fact, having an affair.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
And the guy is the CEO of a huge tech company, and the woman heads the company's HR department. We're not going to give their names or show their faces because we don't want to further participate in a canceling. Our commentary is that no one is safe from Big Brother because Big Brother is more insidious than we thought. He's getting us to do it for him. If you don't already know about the story, you can Google it and it'll pop up immediately. So go have your little jerk off session to the couple having an affair. Can you imagine the day that they're having? Their introduction to the world is that they're cheating whores. Nobody even knew about them until today. And I, even more importantly, had never heard about that company. So congratulations, I guess. You're now a media hit. It even hit the Hindustan Times. This is crazy to me. This isn't just a personal problem either. It's a work issue. Now, the CEO has probably been in board meetings all day, and the woman is head of HR. So this lady has probably fired people for doing this. Also, then they found the wife and started commenting on her Facebook. Like, I fucking hate this society. I hate this. You can find these two people, identify them, and find his wife, and we have no video of Epstein in his cell. What's more embarrassing? Tell Maggie in the comments. Being caught in an affair or being caught at a Coldplay concert?
Guys, I got an idea. How about we do a song that's not whiny bullcrap?
I'm just kidding. I still love Coldplay.
I still love Coldplay too.
This is like my t-shirt I wanted to make. I still heart Dave Matthews. I still heart Coldplay. They will always have a soft spot in my white girl heart. Are you kidding me? I'm not turning on Coldplay. By the way, how dumb are you? You are the head of a tech company. You're not out there mowing lawns. It's not like you're literally touching grass. You're not doing landscaping. You're the head of a tech company. You would think you would be aware of the surveillance state. You can't get away with anything now. And it's not just a surveillance state. It's a surveillance world. The most terrifying thing to contemplate is that local no longer exists. We are the nanny state. Everybody is Big Brother. Even little kids are used to being surveilled. Everybody's just filming each other all the time, everywhere, recording. I miss the local. I mean, a man can't even go on a jog in their own neighborhood and do something as simple as whip their dick out without people throwing fits worldwide. In my day, you could take your dick out whenever you wanted and nobody would say a thing. And now everybody has Ring cameras and suddenly it's, oh, you're a sexual predator just because you want to give your dick some air. But now you whip it out and the next thing you know, you're on the Nextdoor app. Whose dick is this? And then Martha screenshotting it and putting it in the local Facebook community. There's a dick running around town.
I'm walking around with your dick out. You used to be able to do it.
Even if they did have questions, there was nothing they could say.
No one had any evidence. It was always your word against theirs.
What happened to the good old just one person's word against another? Imagine. Simpler times, guys. Simpler times. Guys, you know I'm always thinking about the apocalypse. And when the shit goes down, I want the right boots that I can rely on. I want boots I can kick doors through. I want boots that I can stomp on the brains of my enemies. That's why I love my BRUNT work boots, not just for a potential apocalypse, but for any tough job or situation I might find myself in. I got the Marin boots, and they are amazing. I do love them so much. They're so comfortable. Founder Eric Gerard grew up blue collar and started BRUNT workwear after his friends in the trades kept telling him the big brands hadn't changed in 100 years or they had sold out to become fashion brands. So he started a brand built for them, real hardworking tradesmen. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. BRUNT built tough boots that feel great from day one. I can vouch for this. There's no break-in, no sore feet, because people doing real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. BRUNT was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up, so they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at BRUNT when you use the code DUMPSTER at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code DUMPSTER, and you're good to go. Link in the description below. Phetasy News. If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a paid supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of this Dumpster Fire, and I was bonkos, cuckoo this week. And we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. Mostly me being insane and retarded. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. Join us right here on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for a new Dumpster Fire. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you to Ben and Kevin. Can't do this without you guys. Thank you to The Perfect Gene and BRUNT for sponsoring today's episode, and thank you to all of you. We love you. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Remember, life is absurd. Clearly. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your dumpster fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can get a motherfucking private jet. I will talk about Epstein. I'll talk about him all day. Give me some golden sneakers and a private jet.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns.